All right, I think we are live. So, welcome to the September 2025 recap. We are officially three quarters of the way through the year now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Anyways, let's get right to it. Channel update. Then we'll look at the results and talk about how things look for the future. Channel update. There's not really much of an update. Yeah, I'll do the October recap in October. I think that's really all that I have planned. I don't really have anything else planned at the moment for the channel. So yeah, um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get right into the September results. Obviously, coming off last month, one of, if not my single best month ever. In August, just an incredible gain and good passive income and everything. How would I come back the next time? Here in September, and starting with the passive income, it was the best month I have ever had of passive income, without a doubt. We went up 45%, to a whopping total of $915. So basically, it was another one of these sort of scenarios, and weirdly, I just realized that now it was the same month in September of last year, and then September of this year. That's kind of weird, but it was just happened to be when I changed things around for how I was gonna do my passive income. Um, and I ended up getting like sort of an extra payment each month. So, but yeah, that's how I got to $734 last year, and then this year, 915. Um, yeah, that's just crazy. So, um, I don't even really know what to say. But yeah, by far the best month I'll ever have of passive income. Um, and things will drop back down after this. So obviously next month is going to be a little bit less, but actually that's not true. Well, it'll be less than 915 for sure, but overall, I think it's still going to be pretty high actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think looking at into next month, October, it's probably going to be in the $600 range. So probably still a little higher than these months, but still obviously a big drop down. But and that brings me to I know last recap I said I was unsure what I was going to do with my money because they were probably going to start cutting interest rates, and now they have started cutting interest rates, and it looks like they're going to keep doing that. Um, so I made a decision here to open up a CD to put a bunch of my money in, and so that will earn me anywhere from like 430 to close to $450 a month, depending on how many days in each month there is. And then with all my other money still in my high yield savings account, that at the moment is netting me over $100. But we're going to see how the interest rates go. So I think for the rest of this year, we should be able to hit $500 a month pretty consistently, um, with the passive income, likely more. Um, but in the long term, yeah, I would expect that in the long term. Probably. This CD that I opened, it's 14 months, and I opened it in September, so it'll go till the end of November of 2026, actually. So that's quite a long time. So I basically secured myself at least about $500 a month in passive income every month for the next year and 2 months, basically. So the plan for passive income is pretty set. It's going to be a big drop. We've peaked when it comes to passive income officially, and it's going to be a downhill path from here. But we're probably going to be somewhere probably around this level. Um, looking at like October of last year, probably around $500 from here on out each month. Pretty much for the rest, hopefully a little more for the rest of this year, and then yeah, probably around $500 for all of next year, which it was a strategy call, and I think it was a good idea because it looks like interest rates are just going to keep dropping here in the future. So I kind of secured that for myself, and then really at the end of next year, then I'm going into 2027. That's when I'll have to reevaluate and make a new decision on what to do. But we'll see where things are at that point. That's a long time from now. So yeah, that's really about it for the passive income. That was quite a big update for that, but I kind of made a big decision on it. So yeah. Now for the net worth, this month was another really good month, and we are officially up over 20% on the year, and we went up 2.5% exactly this month, from 188,553 to $193,278. We've broken through the $190,000 barrier. We broke through that $180,000 range incredibly quickly. It's the fastest I've ever broken through a $10,000 range. Just 1 month of being in it, just because that insane month of August, that was ridiculous. And then this was just under like a $5,000 gain, more like $4,700 about. So it was a really good month here in September, and things are really getting back on track here in 2025. This beginning was very rocky, and really at the month of May here, I really didn't think the end of this year was going to turn out this way, or I guess the third quarter of this year really, because we still got 3 months left. But it was pretty disheartening. Had a great January to $168,000, and then 4 months later, I had lost like, what was that, $16. 4 straight months, and you only lose progress. That was very demotivating. It wasn't like last year in April where it was just one bad month. This one was multiple bad months and a long stretch that just saw all my gains just wiped right back out. So, but I kept going, and things have really turned around. June and July were great months. August was the best month ever, and now September, another really strong month. And yeah, we're up to 190. I remember back in the May or April recap, I was saying I'd be happy getting to like 175,000 or 180,000 at best. I think even in my best scenarios, I didn't think I would hit 190,000 even without that other car purchase. So it's been a bit of a surprise, thankfully a good one. And we've been on a roll, 4 straight positive months. That's the most this year, and hopefully we can keep it going into the final 3. And here's the sort of all-time chart going back to the beginning of 2024, and we're finally out of this rough patch and really trending higher now. Up 30.6% year over 1 year from last September, and it's been pretty good. We've been staying on these 1 year ones, staying up over 30%. That's good. And we want that number to be high, but it is going to keep dropping down eventually. And yeah, but just kind of an insane pick back up here. But another good month. We'll see if we can rattle off now that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 straight positive months in a row. We see how many we can do. Last year, what did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So nine straight positive months is the record, and we've got 4 at the moment. So there's a long way to go to try and match that, but really it's been pretty good here. the daily chart. So you can see everything's just going smooth. It's a pretty consistent pattern here. Obviously, that big paycheck that really helped me have that great month of August. But September, obviously a little weaker, but still pretty darn good. And as long as there's no major disruptions like this, then things are doing good. And we're at a point now where a big expense like that, if it happened now, it really wouldn't look too bad. I mean, it would obviously suck, but it wouldn't be something that makes the year horrible. Like I said, if I spent another $8,500, that's where would that put me at? Like $185,000. And with 3 months to go, I could still build some of that back up. I could probably likely end back up over 190,000. So it's been pretty good. And here's the I've kind of forgotten to do these so far this year. Looking at the each quarter. So quarter one, January, February, and March. At the end of it all, I gained 4.42%, which was good. Pretty solid considering I bought a car. Again, the second quarter, last year, the second quarter was pretty bad. I only gained like 1%. This year, I did a little better, getting 2.89%, but obviously not what I was hoping for. But kind of strange that quarter two seems to be my rough quarter. But this time, quarter three, 11.72% these last 3 months. That's absurd. I mean, anything over 10% was pretty crazy last year. This year, to even think about getting over 10% in a quarter is insane. So, yeah, it's been a good quarter here. It's been my best quarter ever in the passive income. So it was another good month, and right now things are on a good path. And also, fun fact, I have yet to have a negative quarter, which is really good. There was a chance it could have. If let's say this car purchase here happened, maybe a little early, like if you switch some of these around, it could have been bad. Like if this happened 2 months earlier, but so far we haven't, which is good, because we want to keep growing, and at the moment we're doing that, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but with 3 months left in the year and sitting at $193,278, there is a fairly solid chance we hit 200,000 by the end of the year. I don't want to jinx myself, but it's certainly possible. Really, the only issue is if something big pops up again. And without this year is gone, that wouldn't be out of the question. But if it doesn't, we could hit the big $200,000 mark by the end of this year. Because let me do the math here quick. Divided by 3. We need to make $2,240 each month for the next 3 months, and we will make $200,000 by the end of December. And that does seem very doable considering how much I've made these past months. However, looking at my future plans here, I'm kind of starting to switch from funding, from just growing sort of my money supply here to funding my retirement account, because whenever I do move out and buy a house or whatever, it's going to be a lot harder to do that because I'm going to have a lot more expenses. So I'm starting to put a lot more money into some retirement accounts here, starting very shortly here in October. With that being said, that's going to hamper my regular income though then. So, but I've kind of done the math, and I think it should still, let me think about it one more second here. With the $500 of passive income. So basically, October is going to be a little special because it's, I have to probably buy some new tires. So it's going to be a big expense. So for the month of October, I'll be happy if I can get just $2,000 of a gain, get us over 195. But for November and December, if I can stick to my sort of $2,000 per month spending kind of limit that I try to set for myself, then I'll be in good shape. November and December are typically higher expense months, with Christmas and, paying my car insurance and, some of my family's birthdays. So it tends to be a pretty expensive time of year for me. But like I said, if I can, some of those will be spread out over the different months. But so far this year, I've done really good with my spending. So I'm hoping if I can stay right about $2,000 or less, then if I can just do that for November and December, things should turn out good. And in October, as long as I save maybe a couple $100 off of that limit, as long as nothing else big goes bad, the math works out that we should hit $200,000. So it would be quite a crazy thing to do to, hit it right at the end of the year. But that would be awesome. So, about funding my retirement stuff, I'm still going to try. I've already maxed out my Roth IRA for this year. So next year, obviously, I'm going to try and do that too. But for now, I'm really trying to put stuff into my 401k through work. I'm going to be trying to put in $884 per paycheck, which is twice a month. So that's like $1,600 per month. And when you add in the company match that I get, which is a little over $100, it comes out to just under $1,000 per paycheck. So I'll be getting almost $2,000 per month into my 401k. In other news, I did get a small raise. If you look at the last video I put up, I got, my salary was $57,720. This one, now it is $58,343, so about $600. So every little bit helps, and I actually get another raise in November, which should be a little bigger than this one, but not too much. So looking forward to that, definitely. I guess that's the future for the rest of this year. As long as nothing goes bad, we should be able to end this year on a really high note. I get another raise in November, so I got that to look forward to. And we're just, pretty much the big story though is we're just continuing to do good here. And my monthly gains are going to be less from here on out, but my 401k is going to start growing a lot, hopefully. So that's kind of the strategy change I'm making here and in for 2026 too, hopefully, or just as long as I can, to build up my retirement accounts. And because like $200,000 versus $205,000 or $2,700, it doesn't make that much of a difference at this point. So I'm gonna try and get to $200,000 and then really just kind of slow things down in terms of pure growth. I guess 225 is sort of my ultimate goal. So I'm going to go a little bit slower at that while boosting my retirement accounts. So that's it for September. Hopefully when I come back in a month from now, in October, it's another good month. But we will see. Just taking it one day at a time. So thank you all for watching.